Beneath the Emerald Waves, written by Tane Blackadder. The sun dipped low over Emerald Lake, casting a golden glow across the water. The sand at the lake's edge was warm beneath Liam's feet as he sat on his favorite rock, staring out at the shimmering surface. He was 22 now, but the memory of that day, the day he saw the girl in the water, still haunted him. It had been over a decade since he first glimpsed her, and though everyone had dismissed it as a child's imagination, Liam had never stopped believing. He had never stopped coming back to the lake. Liam had grown into a quiet, introspective young man. His days were spent working at the local hardware store, helping customers with tools and supplies, but his heart was always elsewhere. Emerald Lake was his sanctuary, the place where he felt most alive. And now, as he watched the ripples dance across the water, he saw her again. She was no longer the young girl he remembered. This time she was a woman, her long, dark hair flowing like silk in the water. Her skin glistened under the sunlight, and her eyes, those piercing otherworldly eyes, locked onto his. Liam's breath caught in his throat. He stood up, his heart pounding, and waved hesitantly. To his astonishment, she waved back. For a moment, they simply stared at each other, the distance between them feeling both infinite and insignificant. Then, with a graceful flick of her tail, a tail that shimmered in shades of emerald and gold, she dove beneath the surface. Liam's instincts kicked in, and he ran to the water's edge, calling out, "Wait, please don't go." But she was gone, leaving only ripples in her wake. Liam stood there, his chest heaving, his mind racing. He had seen her. She was real, and she had seen him too. Over the next few weeks, Liam returned to the lake every day, hoping to catch another glimpse of her. He brought a notebook with him, sketching the image of her face from memory, trying to capture the ethereal beauty he had seen. He began to talk to the lake as if she could hear him, telling her about his life, his dreams, and his loneliness. He didn't know if she was listening, but it felt good to speak his thoughts aloud. One evening, as the sun set and the sky turned shades of pink and orange, Liam saw her again. This time she was closer to the shore, her head just above the water. Her eyes met his, and she smiled. A soft, tentative smile that made Liam's heart skip a beat. "Hi," he said, his voice trembling. "I'm Liam." She tilted her head, studying him for a moment before replying, "I'm Neri." Her voice was melodic, like the sound of water flowing over stones. Liam's eyes widened. You can talk?" Neri laughed, a sound so pure and joyful that it made Liam smile despite his shock. "Of course I can talk," she said. "I've been listening to you for weeks. You're very persistent." Liam felt his cheeks flush. "I didn't know if you could hear me. I had to see you again." Neri's expression softened. "I've seen you too, Liam. For years I've watched you from the water. You're different from the others. You don't fear what you don't understand." Liam sat down on the sand, his eyes never leaving hers. "Tell me about you, about your world." And so Neri did. She spoke of the underwater kingdom she called home, a place of coral castles and bioluminescent gardens, where merfolk lived in harmony with the sea. She told him of her family, her duties as a guardian of the lake, and the ancient laws that forbade contact with humans. But she also spoke of her curiosity, her longing to explore the world above the surface, and her fascination with Liam. As the days turned into weeks, Liam and Neri met at the lake every evening. They talked for hours, sharing stories and dreams, their connection growing stronger with each passing day. Liam brought her gifts, shells he found along the shore, flowers that bloomed near the water's edge. And Neri showed him wonders he had never imagined, like schools of glowing fish and underwater caves filled with crystals. But as their bond deepened, so did the challenges they faced. Neri's world was governed by strict rules, and her meetings with Liam were forbidden. If her people discovered their secret, the consequences would be dire. And in Liam's world, rumors began to spread. People noticed his frequent visits to the lake, the way he seemed lost in thought, the sketches of a mysterious woman in his notebook. Some whispered that he was losing his mind, just as they had when he was a boy. One night, as they sat together on the shore, Neri turned to Liam with a serious expression. "We can't keep doing this," she said. "It's too dangerous. If my people find out about us, they'll banish me or worse. And your world, they'll never accept me." Liam took her hand, his heart aching at the thought of losing her. "There has to be a way," he said. "We can't just give up. I love you, Neri." Tears filled Neri's eyes. "I love you too, Liam, but love isn't enough to bridge two worlds." "Then we'll find a way to make it enough," Liam said firmly. "We'll find a way to be together." Determined to make their love work, Liam and Neri began to search for a solution. They consulted ancient texts and sought out wise elders in both their worlds. They learned of a legend, a tale of a merfolk and a human who had once been united through a powerful enchantment. The enchantment allowed the merfolk to walk on land and the human to breathe underwater, but it came at a cost. They would have to give up their old lives completely, leaving their worlds behind to create a new one together. The decision was not an easy one. Liam would have to leave his family, his job, and everything he had ever known. Neri would have to abandon her duties and her people, risking their wrath. But as they looked into each other's eyes, they knew it was the only way. On the night of the full moon, they performed the ritual at the edge of Emerald Lake. They exchanged vows, promising to love and protect each other, no matter what. As the enchantment took hold, Neri's tail transformed into legs, and Liam felt a strange sensation in his lungs, as if he could breathe the water as easily as the air. Hand in hand, they stepped into the lake, ready to begin their new life together. The water closed over them, and for the first time, Liam saw the world beneath the surface, a world of breathtaking beauty, filled with colors and creatures he had never imagined. Neri smiled at him, her eyes shining with love and hope. Years passed, and the legend of Liam and Neri became a tale told by both humans and merfolk. Some said they lived in a hidden cove where the sea met the sky, and their love created a bridge between worlds. Others claimed they could still be seen on moonlit nights, dancing beneath the waves or walking hand in hand along the shore. But for Liam and Neri, the stories didn't matter. They had found each other, and in each other's arms they had found a home. Their love had defied the odds, proving that even the deepest divides could be crossed, if only you were brave enough to try. And so, beneath the emerald waves, their story lived on, a testament to the power of love and the magic of two worlds united. Thank you for listening. Subscribe and click the notification bell so as not to miss the next story.